So the title of my presentation is Fad Diets, more like bad diets. My introduction. Fad diets make it seem like it's an easier way to lose weight quickly with minimal effort without disclosing the negative effects of your body. But taking the time for yourself and creating a nutritional diet plan and putting the work in to achieve your dream body isn't something that most people do. There are many long-term and short-term effects as well as cost effects, and there are also considerable differences between a fad diet and a regular diet. Going into my first thing, talking about just what fad diets are. Fad diets involve eliminating nutrient-dense foods or even cut food groups. For example, fad diets may include those that are fat-free, very low carbohydrate, or high protein. Many fad diets lack major nutrients such as dietary fiber and carbohydrates, as well as selected vitamins, minerals, and protective phytochemicals. By not receiving the right amounts of nutrients like these, you can develop serious health problems later in life, which brings me to my first main point. So, short-term effects. These are all according to the complementary and preventative medicine source that I have. A couple things listed are rapid weight loss, dehydration, malnutrition, low energy production, fatigue, digestive problems, and urinary issues. The only logical reason I can see somebody actually wanting to use a fad diet that would affect them positively is for like a wedding, to trim off the weight just so you can look good for photos and whatnot. But in the long run, you really would want to hope that you can hold on to that figure. An article that I found through NCBI on fad diets and their effect on urinary stone information. This is going back to the urinary issues that I had stated previously. It states that the influence of unhealthy dietary habits on urinary stone formation has been widely recognized in literature. Only a small amount of medical literature has addressed the influence of popular or fad diets, often self-prescribed for the management of obesity and overweight, on the risk of kidney stones. And the main problem that they have with this is salt and calcium intake. Whether these are out of proportion, you are immediately at risk. For long term, I only have 3 things so far, which are kidney stones, you can have UTIs, and digestive problems. On to the cost-effective portion. According to Infographic Journal, there's over $109 million spent each day on fad diet products. Then there is over $34 billion per year spent on tapes, videos, supplements, books, food, and medication for diets. All this money is being spent on diets that don't even work in the long run. Now, concluding, falling into fad diet trends can really affect the human body in many negative ways. To avoid them and all of their claims to bring you a better body, do heavy research about what you could be getting yourself into, and know it's easier to just put in the work and create a nutrient-dense plan.
Nice. Comments?
As you practice it more, maybe just like bullet point it a little more,
Yeah.
so then it's more extemporaneous. And then, I think your stats were good, long-term and everything. And then something else besides to conclude, because I know she said not to do that. Yeah. But I would do the same thing in conclusion. But
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing I have is just practice, obviously, and no one really memorized everything for this. And then just, that's really it. I think everything you have in there is very informational, and it's making sense. It's not like it's just like, oh, I read this online, so I'm gonna put this in here. You put a lot of thought into it. So, good job.
they were good points.